Hi everyone. Today we are gonna study class 10 Civics Political Science chapter 1 Power Sharing. So in this chapter we are gonna talk about four subtopics, mainly Belgium and Sri Lanka, majoritari- majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Please ignore my pronunciation. Then accommodation in Belgium, and then our last topic, forms of power sharing. So I have prepared my notes. So from my notes I will tell you the deep meaning of this chapter. So this is Belgium. You have to remember that in the southwest direction France is there, then Luxembourg, then Germany, then Netherlands. This question will come in 1 mark, so you have to remember. Then we will talk about Belgium. The capital of Belgium is Brussels. First of all, Belgium is a small country in Europe. Area is smaller than Haryana in our India, and an interesting thing is that the population is equal to half of the population of Haryana, and we know that the population of Haryana is around 2.1 crore, means the population of Belgium is approx 1 crore. And we have discussed this point, bordered by France, Luxembourg, Germany and Netherlands. And we will talk about important topic, ethnic composition Belgium. So ethnic composition Belgium. Language communities: Dutch speaking, French speaking and German speaking. From the book I am telling you, see this part, you will understand. This yellow part is Dutch speaking, this red part is our German speaking, sorry, French speaking, and this red part is German speaking, and this yellow part is our Brussels capital region. uh, we will now see that in Belgium around 59% people speaks Dutch, and 40% speak French, and 1% speak German. And you have to remember these terms: Flemish region, Wallonia region. Dutch means 59 and Flemish region, French speaking means 40%, Wallonia region. And there is one special case of Brussels, means we have talked about ethnic composition of Belgium. Now we will talk about ethnic composition of Brussels. In Brussels, two majority speaking community is there. One is French and another is Dutch. Means 80% of population speaks French and 20% of population speaks Dutch. There is one problem in Belgium is that there is one issue that now it is okay. Problem in Belgium means there is one issue in Belgium that French community was rich and powerful. We know that, so they got all benefited, means benefits. And there is another group, Dutch community. They got educational and economic benefits much late, means They also get the educational and economic benefit, but they got means after many years later, and tensions between two communities started increasing between 1950s and 60s. You have to remember this timeline. It is very important. Around 1950s and 1960s, uh, the tension between the two community get arose. The special case Brussels. Brussels had a special problem. France were the majority, which is 80%, while Dutch were in minority in Brussels. Okay, 20% means Dutch, France 80%, Dutch 20%. We have to remember. But in country, Dutch is 59% and France is 40%. So now we have discussed ethnic. So we have to learn what is the definition of ethnic. An ethnic group is a group of people who share the same culture. These may look similar or follow similar traditions, and they believe they come from the same ancestors. However, they do not always have the same religions or nationality. So now we will talk about Sri Lanka. Now I'm thinking to tell you the majoritarianism in Brussels, means in Germany. Accommodation. We will start from here only. Means it will be easy to connect. So we learned that in year 1950s and 1960s the tensions were get arose, and now first of all we have to know the meaning of the terms accommodation. Accommodation in Belgium means adjustment, means one type of adjustment. So leaders in Belgium understand the ethnic differences or compositions, we can say. Between 1970s and 1993, the constitution of Belgium was amended 4 times. First of all, what is meaning of amended? Amended means adding or subtracting any laws in the constitution is known as amendment. Means 4 times between 1917 to 1993. 4 times the constitution of Belgium was changed. They finally adopted accommodation model. So what is accommodation? So in accommodation in Belgium, you have to simply remember that number of Dutch speaking minister is equal to number of speaking minister at the center. Many power of central government were taken and given to state government of two regions. Means many power of central government were taken and given to state government of two regions. And state government are not subordinate to central government. Brussels had separate government. France accepted equal representation because Dutch accepted it is in the country. In simple word, number of France is equal to number of Dutch speaking. Means the power should be equal. It means that in the center number of ministers should be equal. So many powers of central government were taken. Means they have divided into many regions, like in our India. In our state, the central government doesn't have any right to rule. They can impose means they can see what is going on, but they can't rule directly. Our state will be ruled by the chief minister, or means the head state. So many powers of central governments were taken. Means the power of Brussels will be taken. Means Brussels is the capital and France were the majority. So the power were taken, means many, like this area, means suppose this is a central government. So this central government doesn't have any right to rule over this area. They can rule, means they can rule, but they can't subordinate, means whatever is going on, central government can't ask question to state governments. So simply from this we can conclude that number of French speaking is equal to number of Dutch speaking. Apart from central and state government, a third type of government called community government was formed in France. First of all, we will see what do you mean by community government. It was a PYQ, very important question. So apart from central and state government, another third type of government formed, which is known as community government. It was elected by people belonging to one language community. Means we know that one is Dutch and another is France. It had the power to make laws regarding culture, education and language related issue. So community, Dash is a government dealing with language related issue in Belgium. Means any issue comes regarding with culture, education or language, then community government will be dealing. So now we will talk about Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, it is a island nation, or we can say it is a southern neighbor of India. It means it is situated few kilometers of the southern coast by Tamil Nadu, around 50 kilometers, and population is approx 2 crore. Sri Lanka, ethnic composition, 74% of Sri Lanka population speaks Sinhala and 18% speaking. Sorry, I think there is a issue, means I think I have written wrong. Is it 74% or something? Let me check. Yes, 74 I think, but let me check. Yes, 74%. Means 74% people speaks Sinhalas and 18% speaks Tamil. From that there is another division, 13% Sri Lanka Tamils and 5% Tamils. And Sri Lanka Tamils means they were native people, and Indian Tamils means they were migrated from India during some wars like that to cultivate indigo like that. So Tamil, Sri Lanka Tamils and Indian Tamils, they are natives, local people of Sri Lanka. They are those whose forefathers come to work in plantation in Sri Lanka from India during colonial period. We know that colonial period means that British rule. So religious division in Sri Lanka. There were three divisions. One is Sinhala speakers, another is Tamil speakers, another is Christian. 74% speakers were Sinhala, 18% Tamil, 7% Christians. Therefore, Sinhala speakers follow Buddhism, Tamil speakers follow Hindu. Means Tamil speakers were two types. One is Hindu and another is Muslim, and 7% Christians speak both Sinhala and Tamils. How did Belgium and Sri Lanka respond? In Sri Lanka, problem arose. Sinhala speakers are in majority and can dominate Tamils. We know that any form of government where majority is high, they try to grab the power. So, majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. So, what is majoritarianism? Majoritarianism, it is a belief that majority communities should be able to rule the country in whichever way it wants, thereby disregarding the needs and wishes of minority. इसका मतलब कि एक कंट्री में कोई भी ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन का आदमी हो वो रूल करेगा बिना सोचे समझे, ना बिना कुछ माइनॉरिटी का कंसल्ट लेके. सो लास्ट डे एक PYQ आया था. क्वेश्चन है, what steps were taken by Sri Lanka or Sinhala's leaders to establish majoritarianism? This is 3 marks or 5 marks question. So majoritarianism, Sri Lanka became independent in 1948 and a democratic government was formed in 1948, and India became independent when? In year 1947. Sinhala leaders were in majority and wanted to establish their dominance. They took a series of steps to establish Sinhala supremacy. Steps in majoritarianism. In year 1956, an act was passed recognizing Sinhala as official language disregarding Tamils. The state government followed preferential policy that favor and only Sinhala candidates for government jobs and university positions. Means in year 1956, an act was passed in which Sinhala language will be official. Means they didn't care about the Tamils means language. So the people who knows Sinhalas, they will get means government jobs and university position, means they will get favor, means they will get first preference to get the job in government sector or university positions. New constitution started that the government will protect and promote Buddhism. So this happened, so there is impacts on Tamils. So they started feeling alienated. It means loneliness or akelapan. They felt that the name of the Sinhala leaders respect their language or culture. They felt that new policies denied them equal political rights, discriminated against them in jobs and other opportunities, ignored their interest. So there is one board PYQ. Why did Sri Lanka Tamils launch parties and struggles? See the next page. How did Sinhala Tamils react towards government policies? This is 5 mark question. So this is a very important question. Please, I request you to take the screenshot of it. How did Tamil react? Sri Lanka Tamils launched parties and struggles for recognizing Tamils as official language. They started movements, means uh, Sri Lanka peoples made many means parties and they formed many struggles, means they try to means uh, they wanted to recognize Tamil as a official language, equal opportunities, jobs and educations, more regional autonomy. I also don't know. I have to research about it. Means I have to see. I also don't know. So these demands were continuously denied. Actually, these demands were continuously denied. So they started a civil war. So by 1980s, many political organizations were formed demanding separate Elam instead in northern and eastern parts. Outcome of this tension between Tamils and Sinhalas led to civil war. Thousands of people were killed on both the sides. Many have to leave the country, lost livelihoods. Civil war ended in 2009, means when we were born. Civil war. A civil war is a violent conflict between the opposing group within the country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. So this was the outcome of Sri Lanka. Have a look to map of Sri Lanka. See this. There is a wait. Okay, now it is okay. So we will talk about how did Belgium and Sri Lanka deal with differences. What did we learn from the case study of Belgium or Sri Lanka? We learned that in Belgium, leaders realized that unity of the country can be maintained only by respecting the feelings and interests of peoples so they can share power. In Sri Lanka, it shows that if a majority community tries to dominate minority and doesn't share power, it can harm the unity of the country. So why power sharing? Why is power sharing desirable? Power sharing is desirable because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflicts between different social groups. It avoids violence. It ensures the stability of political order. Moral means there is two types of, one is prudential and another is moral. Power sharing is the spirit of democracy. Power is shared with people in a democracy. Democracy government is legitimate, which means people have the power to change the government. through elections. Oh, sorry. Now it is okay. Forms of power sharing. So there is four. There is actually I have not written. I have written only three form of government. Forms of power sharing. Wrong idea. People had power sharing. For a long time, people believed that all power should be in the hand of one person or a group of people. It was felt that if the power to decide got divided, it would not be possible to take quick decisions and enforce them. So, power sharing in modern democracy. Four forms of power sharing: horizontal power sharing, vertical power sharing among social groups, power sharing among political parties, pressure groups, and movements. Horizontal forms of power sharing. Power is shared among organs of the government placed at same level. One is legislature, executive, judiciary. They keep a check on each other power so that no one can exercise unlimited power. So it is also called system of checks and balance. Vertical form of power sharing. Power is shared among levels of government, also called feudal government. General government for country, regional government for region or state. General government for country, state government for states, local government for towns and villages. Constitution clearly defines power of each level of government. It also called federal division of power. Power sharing among social group. Power is shared with different religious and linguistic based on language groups. Example: community government in Belgium. Power is shared with power is shared with socially weaker section, like reservation of seats for women in local bodies, reserved constitutions for SC and ST. SC means scheduled caste, ST means scheduled tribe. Religious minorities are given reservation. Okay, this much only, and this is the important part. And see the last part in a book. I'm just reading out. Power sharing arrangement can also seen in the way political parties, pressure groups, and movement. So, in a democracy, the citizen must have sorry. In a democracy, the citizen must have freedom to choose among various contenders for power. In contemporary democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. In the long run, power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct when two or more parties forms an alliance to contest election. If their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government and thus share power. In a democracy, we find interests and such of traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmer and industrial workers. They also will have a share in government power either through participation in government community committees or bring influence on decision making process in okay this much only. Means I think you got the answer. uh Please practice question number 1, 2 also, and question number this one only, and question number 7 also, and this was only. Okay, I think you got the chapter. So have a good day. So this was the, and this is only. So I am Nitish Rana. So goodbye, thank you.